Hi everyone, I'm Grahtles, and welcome back to the fifth episode of the Best Start 2 series. Yeah, I couldn't spit that out apparently. We sped run tiers 3 and 4. Super easy, super not hard to do. I did show you a little bit of a coal setup over there, but I didn't work through it with you. I kind of built it and then I showed you. And I got kind of some feedback from one of my subscribers just today. And he's like, I like to see you build and play through. I don't mind the longer videos. So I think we're going to try something new where I'm not building it and then showing you, but actually building it with you to a certain extent. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'll show you what I mean. But first off, we wanted to unlock Mark 4. And we did not do that. So let's select that milestone. We need rubber, which we got from a crash site. We need encased beams, which we are making now, and modular frames. So, oh, what a mess I got here. Let me do this. Let's throw some of that grass. Hopefully we have room in here. We do. And let's throw some of that wood. So I was clearing some space up ahead so we could start with that coal power plant. I think it's going to be a good place to start and give us a significant amount of power to start building stuff. So anyway, let's do this. Yeah, we should be good. All right, let's take all. We could use the miners. We don't need the food. Let's get rid of that. We don't need the animal parts. Yeah, we're good. All right. Let's jump in here and unlock Mark 4 belts, which is going to give us 480. So we now have 480 belts. I do have encased beams in here in our dimensional depot right here. I'm going to start pulling out some extra and then letting it fill. So this way we'll give ourselves a little bit of a head start. And I did build a little staircase up to where we're going up to make power up to. So anyway, I almost missed that. That would have been careless of me. But anyway, let's jump on up. So up in this area, where the hell am I going? I need to get up there. Alright. So, up there. 3 pure iron nodes. I did the math already, so you don't have to. And that's why sometimes I end up laying stuff out, and then once I figure out the numbers, I end up building it and then showing you after I built it. Don't panic when you see what's up here. It's not a big deal. I'm going to explain. Alright. So, over here, we have 1, 2, 3 miners. All on pure nodes of coal. I'm going to go in. 480, that is the max we can do, because that's what the belts can do. I do have some coal on me. We could throw these into the machines, not a big deal. But anyway, all these are set to 480, so they're overclocked 2 times. And that's already got some. We could throw some in here. So why I don't want you to panic is because I did set up a little bit. That's it. But I'm going to show you why. We're going to get rid of that. That's not necessary. That was just something I needed to figure out numbers. But over here. So each of these consume 15 and coal. 15 coal. And we need water extractors for each of them as well. And they're color-coded in 3s because if I overclock a water extractor, not a water pipe, a water extractor, I can get 270 and I can fill these up pretty simply. They're going to take 90 each of water. So 90, 180, 270, we'll have plenty. All right, perfect. So here's where we're at. These are overclocked, so they're going to consume 30. And we're going to need 90 water. That's going to give us 16 of these. If I didn't overclock these to 30, they would only take 15, and 15 divided by, let's see, n, 270, no, 480, divided by 15 would give us 32 power, coal power we'd have to produce. But by overclocking it to 30, we only need 16. So now we have 3 nodes. We're going to need 3 rows of 16. So I just laid these out. They are on, I believe, the grid. Let's just see. I'm going to hit control. They are on the world grid, so they match up. I know because I took it off the world grid from the bottom, so that's fine. So anyway, this is where we're at, 16. So we're going to do 1 at a time. So we're going to be pulling 1, and then we'll do another line and another line. So in this set, we're going to do lifts, and it'll be 1 continuous line of coal. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lifts in. Right now, these are Mark 3. So what we're going to do is hit the Q. We're going to go to logistics. And for my belt, which is 3, I'm going to hover over 4 and press 3. I'm going to hover over the lifts and press 7 because those are my lifts. And now I have Mark 4 lifts. And that did not go in correctly. Of course it didn't. You can go that way. I'm going to go right down the line and just place all these lifts. Alrighty. So we got all the lifts in. The next thing I'm going to do is put on splitters. So now I want the orange in to be on that side. And we're just going to go down the line and place the splitters. Next, we're going to connect the splitters with a Mark IV belt. Alright. And next, I'm going to come from probably this one. I'm going to run it straight. So let's get our straight mode on here. Let's come straight. He can come. I don't want it clipping. It should be fine. I'll just put it right to here. We'll come around the front to... Oh, let's see. We could do right here. I'm going to take... Actually, that's a bad spot because I just realized the pipe's got to go in there. So, see, this is what happens when I build like this. It's fine. I'm going to go like that. And then hopefully this belt will wrap around to here. It will perfectly. And there we still have a clear opening for our water pipes. So, next, I'm going to let this fill up. I'm going to actually get some power to it so it starts getting these filled because it's in manifold state, so they all have to kind of fill up. So let's get them online, and we might as well hook these 2 up to power as well. There we go. Alright, so that's gonna start producing the power. So now we have to think about water. Let's get a water extractor. We're gonna probably... Let's see if we can run some this way. We could probably just leave 1 space here. I think we can actually... Let's just put one of these all the way down. I'm gonna have to blow up those rocks if we make water extractors on that side, which we will probably do. Let's get rid of these. Again, I was thinking about building over the water. Well, not again. You didn't hear that part before. You're only hearing that now, but now, you know, cat's out of the bag. I was gonna build this on the water. But because there's so many, it's easier to build it up here. We'll probably need a water pump to actually get these going. But anyway, we can do 3 of these, like I was explaining before, to 1 water pipe. So what we're going to want to do is, let's go into logistics. I'm going to set up this. And I'm going to set up this. I'm going to go right down the line to the 3rd here. And then we're going to press E because that'll give us the pipe back. Now, these water pipes can only hold 300. We're not doing 300. We're doing 270. So we're fine. And that's going to be the first set of pipes. So I will color these in a yellow color so we know. that these are all in this set. I did not want to color that, but that's fine. I can go back to, what do I want to do? Foundation, there we go. And yellow, there we go. All right, so I did that. The next step, here we go. We're going to do the same thing all the way down. So I actually do not have to stop, but I will show you why we have to make sure we're only putting 3 to a line, because we're going to be building this out. Now, if you're following along, the last one is not going to get one of these on there. And that is because we have an even number and an odd number. So we have 16 coal power plants, and we're only putting 3 coal power plants to 1 water extractor. And that means that one of them on the end, this one, is not going to get in the mix here, because it's going to end up getting its own one that's going to be split between the 3 end ones. Because we have 3 sets of these we're going to have, it's going to make it a lot easier to do it that way. So anyway, let's go back, connect these to pipes, to the machines, and then we'll go from there. It doesn't matter if they're yellow anymore, because I showed you the purpose of that. But that's going to connect to that, that's going to connect to that, that's going to connect to that, and that will connect to that. Now, I do want to say that technically we don't need these here. We can simply go like this and connect it into here. Now, that makes sense for the middle ones, and I did not put that in straight. There we go. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. And I still built it off. Gosh darn it. I need to see what I'm doing here. There we go. Nope, that's still off. See? And this is why I gotta edit videos. There we go. So that would make sense for the inner ones, not the outer ones, because this one can actually wrap around and go that way. So that's gonna help there. This one, though, can and will be doing a straight into there. So technically we don't need these outer ones, and the reason being is the less junctions I feel, the better. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this, and now I'm gonna delete every other one. Well, not every other one. Ugh, see, I'm messing myself up now, but you understand. I don't have to go crazy here. So to the 3 here, to that, to that, to that. That goes to there. That goes to there, and there, there, and then again we're gonna get rid of that and that, and just take this to there, this to there, and this to there. Alright, so now I'm gonna actually color code these because it makes sense to me. So we're gonna just do this. The inside one doesn't matter too much. That's the red. This is going to be the blue. This one will be white. And this will be that turquoise color. Let's grab that. Boom, 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 boom. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it's going to be easier to follow the water. Alright. So that water pump right here, this one, we're going to do out, say, we'll just come to here for now so we can see what we're doing. The next one, we're going to need how many water pumps? So red, blue, that's 2, white, 3, 5. We're going to need 5 water pumps. So let's take this one. We're going to run this pretty close to this one because we don't want to have too much room. That's fine. We could do that. Let's grab the white. So as soon as it turns yellow, back it up a little bit. There we go. And then we're going to grab the blue and the red. You don't even have to run it all the way down just yet, but... Alright, so there we go. We're going to have 5 pipes coming down, and they're all going to go to different water extractors. So let's get our water extractors ready. So this looks like it might run out. I think we could fit 5 in here. I think we should be fine. So let's go ahead and get 5 water extractors. So let's hit Q, production, water extractors. So right... So I learned a trick. I want to show you something. It does make it a little easier. If I can fit one of these under here, let's see. I want to put it underneath. Let's see if I can do it from here. There we go. We can actually fit foundations under the water like that. If we do that, it'll help us to lay out these a little bit nicer. So let's do this. I don't know if we need 2 rows, but let's do it anyway. It's not like we're hurting for anything, so... Wow, I just fell off the thing. Of course I did. Let's jump back on. Come on. There we go. Let's grab that. Alright, so now... let's place that water extractor. That's 1. Gonna hold control and just walk along. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, we're gonna need probably about 2 rows of foundations. So this, like I said, it's because of these rocks. You're gonna need to blow these up. Or don't put your water extractors over here. But I do want to, and I have the stuff to blow it up. So yeah, we're going to do it one by one, apparently, because we don't have any more of these. Well, hopefully that will be enough. Do we have any in here? Nope. Well, that's fine. It's still a problem, apparently, because of that one. Sometimes you can cheat it if you start from back here. It'll just go over it. There we go. So yeah, it does work if you cheat it sometimes. So it was a little bit of a rock there, but we got past it. It's fine. So anyway, water things. Let's see. I already placed them. I should have overclocked it before I placed them down. And I do need to get rid of that detonator because it's driving me crazy. So anyway, we're going to just put in 3 of these. And we're going to mark this to 2, 7, well, not 1, 7, 270. There we go. So that's going to put out 120 per minute. 90, 90, no, that's not working. We want 90 and 90, yeah, 270. 9, 18, 27. Yes, we want 3 of those. Perfect. Okay. So now what we can do is, since I already laid it down, of course I did that. That was stupid. But anyway, you know what? We're going to drop down. It's fine. We're going to Control C, and then Control V, and then Control V, Control V, And Control V. Perfect. All right. Let's see. I'm going to take out this row here. I'm going to take out the stairs here. And I think I'm going to take out this row here. And where are we? We're way back over there. So let's see what we want to do here. I think we can actually leave this row. Yep. It's pretty safe. I'm going to come over to say here. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to do this. And let's see where we need to be. So we need to be there. Let's come up here. Climb over this. I want to take a look here. We're going to need a second row here. And let's bring that down that way. And we could fill this up this way. Now let's jump back around, hop on top, and we're going to start with our yellow. So we're going to bring this around on this edge here. And again, we want to end up over here, so I'm going to just do that. We probably won't need this then, which is fine. So what we'll do is, let's come this way. Again, I changed my mind a lot. That is why I build first and then show you and not, record it. But I'm going to respect that you want to see this. Maybe you don't. And we'll see how it goes. So anyway, this is why it's in my thought process. We're going to take this yellow one. We're going to come to the edge here. Let's just come to, say, right here. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to turn this around. That's going to be 2, 3, 4 for now. And then I'm going to take this one, come to the edge here. Yep, that looks perfect. All right, we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and grab the next one. Might not reach, that's fine. Keep it close to this. We could do a short one there. There we go. Let's grab the next one. Alright, let's grab the right color. So obviously this is too tight. So we're going to back this up just a little bit. There we go. Grab the white. Stop that there and then turn it. All right, and now let's go get the red. Alright, so as you can see, it takes up a decent amount of space, not crazy. But now we have all the pipes going to there. And then we could do the last one going to water extractor over here, which we can set up a little bit later. Don't need it right now. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to pull some power to get these water extractors online. right, so by putting these guys here, and make sure everybody will align to the top row there. So this is going to be helpful when we start to bring them down. So I'm just going to go into here. And connect them all up. They'll all be yellow for now, it's fine. Alright, I'll recolor them just so we have reference. There we go. Alright. So, we're going to start here. And what we'll do is we'll start... I put these power lines here, but that's okay. Let's go ahead into the Q menu and get the junctions. Approximately... So this is going to line up approximately, say, here. So it was at this point of editing the video that I noticed that I put junctions in, and I don't know why I put junctions in. And I'm going to have to go back and fix that because it makes no sense to put junctions in. So I'm going to skip past this point, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show you when I set up the other two how I put in the pipes to the water pumps. But obviously you just connect the pipe to the water pump, but you don't need junctions. You're not splitting it anywhere. So let me go ahead and continue. All right, so we might have an issue with this one. And the reason being is going up here, I'm not sure if we're going to get the lift. So let's come up to here and see if we're getting the lift. If not, we're going to need pumps. But it seems like that little bit was completely fine because these are all getting filled, as you can see. So it wasn't that big that we need to worry about it. That's starting to fill. It was the last one. You could see it's starting to expand here. And it'll start to expand there. And the next one, and so on. So now that that's done, we have to figure out how we're going to run the electric for the backs of these. I think we'll just run the electric behind it. Now you don't have to do these one at a time. You can run, probably you could connect, say get rid of the middle one, connect this one to there. But you are going to lose a connection when this one gets connected to here, as you can see. So you could probably put two on a line. So I think, because it's going to take up two connections, the one before and the one after. So we'll press 2, connect it to there, and then the fourth one will get put here. Now this first one does not have power. Well, it does have power connected. We could disconnect that because it doesn't have water is what I meant. And so we might as well wait on that one. So let's just make sure that these red, they're good. Everybody should be running without fluctuation and anything else. So, all right, there we go. We just added a bunch more power, so that is not too bad. And we have not connected this to the main grid. So, once we do that, you'll see 2250. I'm just making sure my math is right because, let's face it, oh, there's 4 on that one, 4 on that one. Let's see if I can grab from this one. We'll put it right here. Run it down the line. Connect it up to the grid. Probably that one. And now we'll see how much we're making with the... There we go. So we still have one more power to go. Plus, we still have 3 more rows of this to build. If you're worried about space, so this power, coal power, is right before here. I'm going to take this. We're using 2 for here, for the pipes. And that doesn't overlap, so we're going to need 2 for the pipes. And if we want to face it in, we can. We could face it the opposite direction if we want. Doesn't really matter which way you want to face it. We could do it this way as well. So you're going to want to keep it off of there. I'm going to click H just really quick to show you. If you do it this way, that's fine as well, or you could face them. But you would have to leave 2, 1, 2 for the pipes. So I think we will face it this way. But I'm going to move this one all the way down to this one. I'm just using my keyboard. And I believe it comes back to there. Let's just double check. Yep, that one lines up right perfectly with that line. So we're just going to line this one up perfectly with that one. And continue down the line. There we go. So now we have another 16 lined up. Now we do have these pipes in the way. So obviously we're going to want to put the water somewhere over in this area. So it's going to come down and come around and go that way. As far as, let me just fill this in. I took them out before. As far as this goes, the coal, we're probably going to be able to lift this over the pipes and connect this to here and then come down. So what we'll do is let's go over to here. Let's get the next row of coal. And I think before we start anything, I'm going to hit tab, sort. I'm just going to pull some of the, where is it? Encase beams out. Because that is something we're going to need to make our Mark IV belts. And then let's go ahead and press 3. And run this pretty straight. Let's see. Lift it up 1 for now, because it is pretty low. And I'm going to try to hop on up. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's grab a 7. Let's just do this for now. And then what we'll do is we'll grab the 4, come over to the edge here. Come up by 3. Then we'll come over to here. It's not exactly straight, but this is what we'll do. We're going to come here. We're going to go up by 3, and we'll just move it down this way. So we're not overlapping the pipes at all. And we'll do that. And then we'll connect this one to that one. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to go straight. We're going to turn it just slightly, about halfway there, and then bring it over to about here, bring it up, and now we're going to put our lifts on here. So 7 is my hotbar spot for that. Going to do our splitters. Make sure they're going in the right direction. Press 3. We can connect this to this now. And now we're just going to connect all the way down the line. Alright, now it's time for the water. So we're going to go ahead and press Q. Now we could put some of these in our hotbar. We could make this a 6. That would make things easier. So if I press 6, let's go to this guy right here. Make sure it's past these. And that one we can connect that way. That one we could put a junction so we could split it, or it doesn't really matter. So let's leave that alone. So you got the first one, the second, the third. The first one, it's going to go on the second one, which is... Why isn't this lining up with this? I don't know. There we go. There we go. Then those will connect. So I'm just going to start connecting. So let's do 6E. And we're going to press R to get it straight. And We'll leave that one alone for now because I'm not really sure. So I'm going to skip one, go to the next. Press E. Skip one, go to the next. Alright, so we're going to bring this one like I had it before. Press E. And then we take this around this way. There we go. So now let's see where our water pipes are going to go. We're going to do something pretty similar to that. So I think what we could do is, let's see if we can go... We might want to actually... Let's take that away. Come off of here. And if we come this way... There we go. So now, sometimes, like I said, see, if you did that, it will go through it, but we're going to just mine it up anyway so we don't have any issues. Alrighty. Pop back up. We can see if we can take from those water extractors. Now, what I'm thinking is, this might work out where we can actually put for... That can come pretty close. Now we did do this, so let's do this first. We could run this right here and do a setup right across here. Then we wouldn't have to hit that other pond, which would be great. Alrighty, so let's do this. And this is just the setup. Alright, now we can grab... Wow. Alright, now we can grab the water extractors. And we need 5 each. So let's go to right where this would... Grab some here. That would be 1... 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to add another line because it takes 2, as we know from the last time. So if you get that red and you have those things, just try from the other side. It does work. You don't have to. I mean, it would be easier if you blew them up, but if you don't, that's fine as well. As long as you can get it in there, it should be just as easy there. Alright, so this way, now we got this going on. Perfect. Alright, so as you can see, I'm running into a little bit of a problem. Not a big problem. We'll just move this down 1. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we'll move the foundations over 1. And that happens. I mean, space is one of those things that it's so hard to figure out whether you're going to have enough space or not. But that's why, you know, I try to leave a lot of room that I can figure it out as I go along. If I need to change it, I can. So we're going to get rid of this just so it doesn't mess me up later when I'm trying to figure out where they're going down. We'll put that next to that, that next to that. And we're going to delete that a second. There we go. And put that there. That can go away. Alright. So now we should be able to fit the other 5 for this side. Even if we can't put it there, we can move it down. There we go. Because we know we have plenty of room, so it's not a big deal. So let's hold control, and we'll keep sliding down and add the 3 more. Whoops. That should work. And it seems to be okay. So we shall continue. All right. So as I said before, we're actually going to turn this now. We're going to take it to this area here and bring them down here. We can actually turn these pretty soon. Let's go here, turn. We could bring it to here. And then we could bring it to here. And then we can actually bring it to here. And then I think I'm going to do what I did with these. I'm going to grab these guys, the pipe supports. And I'm just going to line this up. We'll leave, actually we could start it on this side. I think we'll leave a little more space. So that's one. That's another. So there is 5 of them. Doesn't matter, it's not quite even. Put it there. There we go. And I think actually what we will do is we'll move them down just a little bit to give the space. So we'll just leave it like that, and then we'll come in by there, and then by there, and by there, and that leaves a little bit more space there. So that's fine. Let's grab this pipe, and we'll line this up here. There we go. All right, so I am actually going to stop recording here because I don't think you need to see me run pipes all over again. And I'll be back once this is finished. All right, so the second set is done. But anyway, we are ready for our third set. And this is in the way. So I could not get this. It had a need for power to open it. So we have power now. So we're going to run some power down to it, get rid of it, and add some more platforms because we definitely need that. So let's come down. Let's come to here. Can this reach? Yep, it can. Alrighty. Now we can delete this and jump back up and start running our next set. But before we do that, we need more platforms. So zoop again and go. So I think it takes about 5 platforms wide. I'm just going to put, I think this is 6. So this way we have a little extra space. And we'll get rid of these 2. If you hold control, you can delete more than one. You could delete up to 50 actually. So that's super helpful. All right, let's go back down. We'll copy the settings off the last one. So middle mouse click and start running our last set. So let's turn this around. I'm going to press H. I think I gotta nudge it this way. And I think that should be perfect. Except for the back. I'm gonna move that to there. That should fit. I'm hoping. Alright, I'm just gonna go down the line. Alrighty. I'm just gonna put another... Let me clean this up. Can I clean it up? Let's just delete that. There we go. Let me get this. And we're gonna have to saw this. There we go. Alright, let's put that away. We'll do the lifts. Alright, splitters with the orange to the left. Alright, and our conveyors. Alrighty. Let's start running the pipes. Alright, I'm going to... Let's take the caps off of here. So these supports definitely help to run these nice and clean. Let's come on this side. Come from that one. Oh, this closer, actually. Can I get it closer? Let's see, how close can I get this? I could get it there. That's good. So I just wanted this a little closer, so we're gonna come this way. It's fine. That's a little better. Alright, let's go ahead and run these down to the machines. So we're going to go vertical again. So the first set I did not have to put pumps on. The second set I did have to put pumps on. So we'll see how this goes. Not really sure how this is going to go exactly. With this, I'm going to do... Hold on. Automatic, I think. Yeah, let's go auto. And then let's go straight. There we go. Alright, so I think we're going to bring these up with auto. Come on. There we go. And now these could all run in straight. Stop right about... Come on. There we go. Alright, now we need some power. And then we'll check and see if we need to put pumps on here. I don't know why the second ones needed pumps, but the first ones didn't. But I'm going to double check and make sure that the water is coming through on all of them. Okay, so let's do here. And over here. Alright, so all these should start getting the water flowing into them soon. While this is happening over here, I'm going to copy this water extractor because we still need to power and get water to the last ones. And I am stuck between here. There we go. So I'm just going to bring this to the other side. And... grab some water from here. I'm going to go into Q. I'm going to put a junction. I guess, let's see, where are we going into here? So yeah, this is fine. And let's press E. We'll get that up to the back of here. There we go. And then we're going to run this. The guy right here. Let's stop right there. I'm going to come to there. Bring that to there. And there. All right, we just need to get this hooked up to some power as well. So let's grab this. Bring this over to the end here. All right, I'm gonna put this on. Let's see. Why don't we? Gonna make sure it's all connected all the way around, and then we'll put one here. Then it'll go to the backs of these machines. So let's see. We'll do it between these two. So I'm not turning these on yet because they're still filling with water. Let's make sure this is getting water. I think we're going to need a pump here. So let's drop down. So I ran out of power slugs, and that could be an issue. So let's hit tab. So it did not copy the settings for the power slugs. So let's go ahead and make sure we get this up and running with the power slugs. I'm going back to check on the others as it might be an issue that I ran out of power slugs. So that happens. If I need more power slugs, I'll have to go hunting. If not, if the case is not power slugs, I'm going to probably have to add more water pumps. But I do have some power slugs back at the hub that I can make into power shards. So let's just check. No power shards here. We do have them on this one. We have them with this. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. So it wasn't an issue of power shards down here. It just was an issue of power shards on the other side. So let's go over it. Let's make sure we get some power shards in them. So what we could do is let's copy these settings. And we should have enough to do this. So let's just go ahead. Just going to open E, make sure it's there. There we go. All right, so now we do have enough to do this. So that could be an issue. Make sure that you do have enough power shards to do what you need to do. Another thing is, if I ran out of power shards for those, all right, this one has power shards, but that means that these will not. So I have to go back. Let's see how many power shards. I got 35. Let's see all the way back to the beginning if anything copied. Probably not, because I didn't have them in the water extractors. And I put the water extractors before, which, yep, there we go. All right, so I'm going to go to here. I'm going to copy these settings, and I'm going to come behind the backs here. So I had 35, so that's 2. Oh, I need 32. I should be fine. I'm fine. Yep, let's keep going. 3 more. There we go. All right, so let's see. Why is there no water? That's probably a pump issue. Let's check. So there's water in these pipes. These all have water in it. They're all full. I'm gonna go... This would be easier if I just did this, wouldn't it? There we go. Check the water here. Actually, there's water in these pipes. They still might be filling up. Although the flow rate is very low. Let's see. You know what? It doesn't cost anything really to put a pump on it. So why don't we just do that? So in the second ones I had to put a pump. We're going to do it with these. As you can see, if you use your middle mouse button, it'll show you the direction that the pumps are going. You want them to be over there on the right. And you'll see the little bubble. If I take that off, you see that little bubble going down. Now the bubble's going up. These all need to be powered, by the way. So we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna turn this into an MK2 power line, so this way I get 7 connections. And then I will connect it right up to this pole. No, I won't. Unless I make that a 7. There we go. And now I will. There we go. Alright, so once these pumps start going, it should help to get these pushed. Now you can see the flow rate is all the way up. There you go. So now this should start filling these machines. Again, I don't like to turn them on until the water is completely full. So those are completely full. That one's not. That also doesn't have fuel in it, which is fine. Why did... Alright, that's fine. Oh, there's no water connected here. Ha ha ha. That would help. I forgot a connection. See, this stuff happens all the time. It's very easy that can happen. Alright. Just gonna keep going down the line. I think we could start to turn on these machines. Because these all look full. So I'm going to start at the end because I want to connect these last 2 here. So let's go ahead and connect you to there. And you to there. There we go. This one's now got water full. Yep. Alright. Alright, so let's start connecting our last set. Let's see what the power is here. Alright, we got 6,000 it says going on. Alright, let's do this. No fuel. Oh, I forgot to connect up the coal. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do. I forgot. See? This is why people want me to leave this stuff in the video. Because shit like this can happen. I mean, you get so enthralled in something else that you're doing that, like, I completely forgot to run the last set of coal. And that, I put in the lifts and everything, but never brought this over. So, that happens. That definitely can happen very easily. Alright, so... let's see, I gotta jump up here. It's very close to the edge. Alright, now we're gonna let these fill up with all the coal before we start them up. And then once we get them started up, they should make us some significant power for a little while. So this is the last one. So we're gonna wait for that to get to 100. Then we know everything else has filled up. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for this to fill up with the coal, let's go into photo mode. And you can see the overview of what we did. Now again, I could color code this, but I don't think you need it. Once you do the first line, everything else is the same. And it's very neat. As you can see, it's very neat and clean. You can go back, turn it all back to the fix-it color. Let me go and turn off the fog again. I had to record this in a couple of segments. So I forgot to turn off fog, and fog definitely doesn't let you see a nice clear picture, but see how nice it's laid out? It's pretty nice. Overall, I think it looks pretty good, and this will give us some really good power, and it's way more compact than if we did it without power slugging. If we did not use the power shards, this would be way massive, you know, way more massive. But by doing this, it's pretty neat, pretty clean, and pretty compact. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run down to the other coal power plant. I'm gonna shut it off. We don't need it. And this way we get a true look at our power. So let's go down, we'll shut this off, I'll clean this all up. We'll come back up to the top here, hook all the machines that we have left, and then see what the power is. Alright, I think the area is pretty cleaned up. So let's see what we got. 100%, we are ready to go. The extra coal we have, we're going to store that at the hub. Because we can use that to make black powder once we get some sulfur. So anyway, let's start getting power to these guys. These shoot, yep, they're on. Alright, once these guys, why is this guy not turning on? What's not in here? No water. Did I not connect the water? Probably not. That's, again, that happens. Alright. There we go. The water's filling up nicely. And we have 7,200. That's exactly where we want to be. So, yeah, if you want to see N, let's see, we'll take this away. So we got 150 times 16 equals 2,400 times 3. 7,200. That's exactly what we're making. So we are in really good shape. We know everybody's up and running. And we could do another little overview, but yeah, I think that's it. So we are all set. I think I'm going to color this a different color, maybe some black or whatever to make it look nicer. But to be honest, this is only going to last for a short period. Well, maybe a longer period than I'm thinking, but a pretty decent amount of time. It's going to last us until we make oil. And then when we need to make diamonds way later in the game, we're going to use these coal nodes to make diamonds. But for now, this is going to stay as a coal power plant and get us up and running for the next episode. Next episode, let's take a look. All right, let's go into this mode here. So I did lay out those platforms going around the place. My thought is we need to bring in iron first. We have two pure iron nodes over there and one over here. The one over here kind of gets into the landscape, and I don't really know if I want to use it, because then I would have a miner right in the middle of our pretty landscape here. But we do have some pure nodes from our Best Start 1 that's right there in the northern forest. It's not right there. It's quite a ways away, but we could port that in and run belts and bring it around, and that's where I think we're going to be. So yeah, I think we're going to leave this episode off here and start making iron factories, copper factories, concrete factories, steel factories, and we're just going to kind of go from there. So again, if you like my content and you want to see more, like, subscribe, comment, share, do all those good things, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.